In this video, I want to talk to you about how to create a successful lead magnet. And when you have a successful lead magnet, the great thing is you get great leads, and those leads tend to be some of your best customers. But the problem I see a lot of people have with creating a successful lead magnet is they're just looking at what other people are doing. They're creating an ebook, or they're creating a video sales letter, or a training video, or a course. And they're not really understanding the behind the scenes of what is going into something like that. And because of that, when they go to try to model that, which there's nothing wrong with modeling, I think you should definitely pay attention to what's working out there and see how it can fit within your own space. But if you don't understand the behind the scenes that's going into it, you'll see that your lead magnet, even though you would be offering the same thing as someone else, isn't effectively working the same way. So I'm going to go into what actually makes this work. And, with my own story, when I first started learning about lead magnets and doing things like this, I had an agency for several years where I was doing marketing for other people, creating videos. I was going to their location. I was taking the video of them, coming back, editing it, trying to turn it into an offer and help them sell whatever it is that we were selling at that time. Then I moved into selling my own courses, where I made my first real big money. And in that space, it was really important, because I was running a lot of money in advertising, that the lead magnet actually worked. Because if you're spending a lot of money in the front and you're not getting that money to come back in the back, that's like a bleeding neck type thing. So you had to really master the lead magnet. And so what I learned was that you want to give people, kind of like when you're walking through the mall and you have that person in the food court that's like holding a plate and they've got a bunch of toothpicks on it with meat on the end of it or something like that. And it's like the Chinese place or whatever. And they're like, hey, check out, have some. They like put it in front of you and you take a little bit of it and you eat it and you're like, man, that was pretty good. I should go get a big plate of it. So the same concept applies here within our own successful lead magnet. And that is, we want to take what the actual success formula is for our digital program, our coaching program, which is what I help people with. I show them how to turn their knowledge into a digital product, or productizing their advice and knowledge, and then creating a program that people can go through, and then showing them how to coach, how to attract, how to convert, and how to deliver on the promise that they set up inside of the marketplace to help people. And what you want to do is think about, I'm just going to get them part of the way there, because people have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. So connection is currency, is the easy way to think about it. The more connection I have with them, the more that they understand that I can actually help them, they're going to come be a part of what we're doing here, and they're going to get the solution. No different than the food court example. If the toothpick and the meat thing, if you eat it and it tastes like crap, you're not going to want to go get the rest of it. But if it satiates you, you're like, wow, this is good, and it gets you going, and you're like, I'm hungry, so let me fulfill that, and let me get the whole thing. Let me get the rest of the plate, the rest of it. Same exact example when you go to create a lead magnet. My favorite type of lead magnet is something where it's experiential. They're also getting to connect with you a lot. The faster you get people to connect with you, the faster you're going to get them to come into your program and be a part of what you're doing. I like to put a scenario together where they get a community, they get a classroom, and then they get a live weekly workshop or call. And then in that classroom, they're getting to effectively taste the meat on the toothpick, or test drive the car, if you will. And during that process where they're test driving or tasting, I'm also letting them know that I have something else that's even more helpful for them, that's basically right in alignment with what they just went through, but it's the rest of the story. So on the screen here, I want to break this down. I want to show this to you. When I have a client come into my Make Once Pro program, we teach them how to create this success formula. And the success formula is, as we can see here on the screen, get my pen out. You have somebody that's in a current situation, they are overweight, or they are not making money and they want to make money, or they are trying to improve their relationship or their mindset or become happier. Whatever the case is, they're in a place in the current situation, which we all have, where they're not receiving the desire that they get, right? Or want. So this is the desired situation. If it's, oh, I'm overweight, it would obviously be not being overweight and all the attributes that come with that. I look better with my clothes off. I look better in my clothes. I'm more confident within myself. Those are all the things that we would actually talk about, but knowing that that is the polar opposite of their current situation, and that is the outcome they want. So what I teach people to do is I say, just starting out, we want a good core success formula. And I let them know it's not just, creating a course and selling a course, because information is on massive overload out there. That's not the problem. It's not an information problem that we're having in the world. It's an implementation, accountability, focus, actually get it done problem. So it takes both, though. There are steps to get there, and you need somebody that can create those steps, line that out for you, guide you, as well as coach you, hold you accountable, and get you there, and give you an environment that actually can foster that. So when you go to create a successful lead magnet, which is so important, because when you're creating content like I'm doing right now, it's important that you have something to offer them where they can learn more about you if they are enjoying what they're experiencing with you, if they're learning, if they're saying, wow, this person's connecting with me, this person's making sense, I want to hear more about it. Then you would absolutely want to be able to say, well, if you want more, go down in the description, or join my free community, or check out my free training and guide that I made for you that will show you how to get part of the way there or most of the way there. That's what we're doing here. So if this is think about this as in the food court, this is that full plate of Chinese food, right? Well, what we want to do is we want to show them and take them part of the way there. And so in my particular program, I have 3 distinct sections of my success formula. This first area here is the raw materials. The second area here is setting up the machine and the systems and the process. And the third area here is driving traffic, creating content, attraction. Okay? So when I look at my success formula, I think about what are the most shiny objects inside of here. Well, some of the shiny objects inside of my particular success formula, and you would think about this in terms of yours, is this first raw materials area. A lot of people, they don't know what to sell. So in this first one, I teach them what to sell, right? I show them how to find what it is that they're actually going to do. I help them, understand the whole process of, discovering a problem and making sure there's a group of people that are all actually looking for a solution, so that something that they are picking is something that they love, but also something that people are looking for so that they can actually sell it. And then in the second part here, I show them how to create their message, how to dial in what they're going to say out there in the marketplace, and how to make that actual offer make sense. And then in this third part here, I show them how to actually lay their offer out, get that blueprint so that they can start talking about it and attracting people to them and get them in a place where they can start going into their system and becoming a sale, right? Becoming a new member. So what I do is I know in my mind, if I can get people at least this far, then I can explain to them as they're going through that, like in between these pieces here in my lead magnet, I know that I can start sharing with them, listen, if you are enjoying these steps here and you are actually getting value from this, this is just the first 3 steps. This is just the first stage in the whole process. And if you want even more help and you want the other 6 steps that are remaining here that are absolutely vital to you getting to your desired situation, which is them selling their information online and being able to make money using the internet from just their computer and all of that, selling courses and creating monthly recurring income, then you're going to want to get the rest of it. And that's where I tell them to come over and join Make Once Pro. So in the same way, this is what you do. If you can take them this far, get them at maybe the first 3 steps or that first stage in the solution, number 1, here's what's going to happen. They're going to say, you know what? I actually do like learning from this person. I actually do get value and can follow along. So they'll get to know you, see if they like you or not. This is very important, especially in a business where you want to be a coach, course creator, membership holder, and you want to actually use your advice and knowledge to coach and help people get to where they're going or wanting to go. So they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And then if they go through and they see that you're actually helping them by actually helping them using part of your program, it's very easy for them to then go from that place of being a lead to saying, wow, I think I should probably join this program. If I'm getting this much help here for a free lead or for a free course or a free, lead magnet, what we're calling it, but, for something for free here where they're showing me, I'm just as certain that the rest of it's going to be just as good and I'm actually going to get where I'm going. And you're putting goodwill into the marketplace. So even if the person doesn't get with you, they may run into somebody down the road and say, gosh, I went and checked out this free thing from so-and-so and man, it was so helpful. Like it just, whatever the case is, I didn't get started with it or whatever, right? But you're putting goodwill out there. People are going to connect with you. And then it's very easy to talk about this because you're just taking what it is that you have as your actual success formula here and you're talking about it. So what you want to do is first get a success formula laid out. And then what I like to do, just to give you a little bit more insight, is think of each one of these steps as having 3 videos each. And this is just how you start. This is an iterative process, but you need to get a baseline product in there. Take what it is that brain dump onto the notes or whatever you're going to use. I like to use this program here. It's just easy for me to draw and see things and move it around. But in each one of these steps, you would have 3 videos. You'd have 3 modules inside of each step. So if they complete these 3 videos, or in other words, modules, then they have completed step 1, and then they can go on to step 2. And I tell you this because if you can lay this out like this and have this blueprint, it doesn't mean you have to create everything first before you sell it. You wouldn't want to do that anyway. But if you at least have the blueprint laid out, just like an architect would have a blueprint of the building, they wouldn't go spend millions of dollars and create the building and get all the materials and do all that, then try to sell it. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. But they would have the blueprint, and if somebody bought the blueprint, and they could go and experience some of it or see a good portion of what's going on there, then the likelihood of them paying for the materials and getting involved and then buying the building would be so much higher, and then it would make sense for everybody and you could build it with them. But then once the building is built, you can always enhance certain parts of the building. But it's very important that that blueprint is making sense and that it's good. And then all of your content lives from here. You want to create a piece of short form content? Why don't you pull out a video out of step 4, video 1 or module 1, and then why don't you take one of the points out of that and why don't you discuss it? And then you can always say, if you liked this video, this is just one point of one module in one of the steps of the 9 steps inside of my success formula. And if you want to take the plunge and check out what this all is, here's the first 3 steps and the first stage of solving this problem. And if you like that, I've got something even more. And so it really sets you up to convert. A lot of people create lead magnets that don't convert. So if you're having that problem, lay out your success formula. What I would suggest is 9 steps, and then you can have 3 modules per step, okay? So you can have 9 steps, 3 modules per step, meaning you've got 27 modules. So now you've got your success formula. You can enhance it. This just needs to be, right now, very essential, lean, mean, and scrappy. But once you have this, now you can take the shiniest object inside of your process, and that can become your lead magnet. And then you can let them know while they're going through the lead magnet that there are these other steps and modules that are essential to getting them from point A to point B. And now you've got them saying, okay, well, this is great. I'm here. I want the rest of this. And that's where you'll see conversion, as long as you deliver on your promise in the lead magnet. So the goal of a successful lead magnet here, just to recap, is we want to grab their attention with their current situation, and we want to educate them about the solution that you made for them to get them to their desired situation. So to get their attention in the marketplace with your lead magnet, all you need to talk about and understand about them is that you need to know their current situation. If you talk about somebody's problem to them, This is how you really can grab their attention. If it's like, imagine you have a sore back, right? And you're dealing with it every day. Every time you get out of the chair, sit down, or try to put your shoe on or something like it's bothering you. That's your current situation. The desired situation would be not to have a pain in your back, right? So you could be mobile, you could do things, you could go whatever, right? If somebody's on the internet and they're scrolling and they come across your piece of content and you're saying, does it hurt every time you get up and you got to like stand there and kind of pause and like stretch because your back's hurting and you just can't figure out how to get it to free up that pain? Well, I've got something I want to share with you. So with that type of hook now, because you understand their current situation, you have just grabbed your perfect customer's attention if your perfect customer is helping people get through back pain. Does that make sense? So once you've got their attention now, you grab their attention, which is so important because you can't help somebody if you don't have their attention. Then what you can do is you can start educating them in your content about how you actually solve their problem. And then inside of that piece of content now, you can offer your lead magnet, which takes them through the first phase or a good portion of the process, where then you, inside of the lead magnet, as I said, educate them, get them to know, like, and trust you, connect with you, and then want to buy the rest of the success formula. Got it? So the other thing that we're doing with our lead magnet is we want to get them to know, like, and trust you. Now, the way we do this is by showing them that you understand them. It's not about getting them to understand you. That's not what we're doing here, because it's not about you, it's about them. They don't care about your product. They don't care about your vehicle. They care about, do you understand me? Do you understand where I'm trying to get to? And do you understand that I'm having a block on getting there, like I'm having trouble to get there? Because if you understand me on that, and you would basically let them know that you understand them on that by explaining their current situation and desired situation to them and the block that they're having. So you need to know these things. What's their current situation? What's their desired situation? And what's the thing stopping them? You need to know those three things about your ideal customer. Because once you know those, you can grab their attention and you can attract them to you. No different than if you want to go try to catch a fish, you would want to know the fish's current situation and where it is and when it eats and what it eats and why it eats it. You would want to know, everything about it. Like, what is the bait that catches them? When do they eat? Why? And we know that they want to just, solve the problem of not being hungry and starving. Okay, so that's why we're going to be able to catch them. But the more you understand the situation and its environment and what it's looking for and the desires of it, that's how you can create the bait. That's how you can get their attention. That's how you can lure them to you. You're not finding your customer out there. You're understanding who your customer is. And then by that, you're able to create bait that would attract them to you. And the hook in this case is not an actual metal hook like when we're fishing, but it is this lead magnet, right? So you show them that you understand them and they start to like you and know you because you are talking directly to their pain. You are talking directly to the thing that they're trying to solve. And then they will start to trust you when you can paint the picture and the vision of what they're trying to get to, and you can actually show them that you can help them by actually helping them inside of the lead magnet, which takes us to step 3 here of the goal, and that is show them that you can help them by actually helping them. There's nothing that really can beat that. If you're saying you can help somebody and then you help them most of the way there, or at least a third of the way there, they're really going to trust you in this point. How could they not if what you're doing actually helps them? Maybe similar to this content. Maybe you were trying to create a lead magnet and understand this process, and now that we've hung out here for however long it's been, 20 minutes, you've got to know me a little bit. You may or may not like me, but if you're still here and you're getting value out of this, you're probably starting to trust some of the information that I'm giving you. Maybe you'll need to go watch another video. Maybe you're ready to go, down in the description and find out more, or whatever the case is. And this is the exact same thing that will happen with your own customers. So take them part of the way there and show them how to get the rest of the solution. This is how you create a lead magnet that will take somebody from social media, deplatform them, which is the goal here. That's for another video, but you deplatform them into your own, in my opinion, community classroom that has a calendar for a weekly workshop. And then you're going to take them and convert them to your paid program coaching through the lead magnet and showing them the rest of the story that they're going to need. No different than if you let somebody test drive the car, they're getting to experience it, think about the desire, they get to feel it, they can trust it, they can see it's all there if it's working, and then you can say, now if you want to take this home with you, here's the rest of the process. No different than what you would do here. So I hope this helped you. Let me know down in the comments if you had a moment where you're like, holy crap, that was the last little piece that I needed, you know. Let me know down in the comments what that was, or if you're still not picking up what the successful lead magnet is. And then I really want you to create one of these. And like I said, the best way in a quick recap is lay out these 9 steps, lay out 3 modules for each step, keep it lean, mean, and scrappy, and just have that phase that is the most important, or have that stage that is the most, you know, shiny object thing that's going to get their attention, and really take them through that process. And I want you to create your own lead magnet, and I want you to then start demonstrating and talking about it, no different than what I've kind of shared with you here. And I'll see you inside of the next video.